When someone says, I want to be a millionaire, what they mean is, I want to spend $1 million. But being a millionaire is actually the exact opposite of that. It means that you have saved $1 million. Hi everyone, I'm Tishya. Welcome back to Upwards, and today I'm going to review a book which I absolutely love and I'm absolutely obsessed with, and I think that all of us need to read this book to understand our relationship with money and how we can better that relationship and become better investors. The book is Psychology of Money. You can see all my little post-its because I've loved reading this book. I had to read a physical copy because this book had so many jewels in it which I knew I wanted to share with you. So in this video, I'm just going to talk to you about some parts of this book that really struck a chord with me and what they mean to me in my life. I think the most important thing that the book deep dives into is that our relationship with money is a lot based on our childhood, right? Whether we were born in a time where the economy was in depression, whether there was a recession going on, or what exactly kind of family did we come from, what was our family's relationship with money, what was the inflation rate. A lot of these things will help determine what is our relationship with money, and so as a starting point it's very important to recognize that. Now let's deep dive into my first lesson from here. So I'm going to read out small excerpts of this book to you. At a party by a billionaire, Kurt informed his pal Joseph Heller that their host, a hedge fund manager, had made more money in a single day than Heller had earned from his wildly popular novel Catch-22 over its whole history. Heller responds, "Yes, but I have something he never will. Enough." And this line really resonated with me because I know a lot of us have very big aspirations on this is what we want to do, this is our goalpost. But it's also important to understand that at some point that goalpost has to stop moving and we need to know, okay, this is what I've achieved and this is enough. Now this enough will differ for all of us. It will again be based on what we are doing, what are our aspirations, what kind of legacy we want to leave behind. But at some point we have to determine what is enough and know that, okay, this is what I want to do when it comes to financial security, but I also need to take time out for the people I love, for my family, for my friends. And so really deciding that goal post is such an important lesson. The third quote is actually about one of my favorite investors of all time, which is Warren Buffett. And I'm sure that if you are interested in the stock market, you would have read about him, you would have tried to understand what might be his investing strategies. But this is a very different take. It says none of the 2,000 books picking apart Warren Buffett's success are titled, "This guy has been investing consistently for 3/4 of a century." But we know that the key to majority of his success is exactly that. The most powerful and important book that should ever be written should just be called Shut Up and Wait. So the reason that I think this is very interesting is because if you actually read about Warren Buffett, about his whole investment strategy, when he started, first of all, he started really young, right? And there are a lot of people, for example, Bill Gates, his was one of the only schools to have a computer during that time. And that's when he got into coding. And of course, we all know what Microsoft is today. But a lot of these people are people who picked up a skill at a young age and then they have honed that skill over and over and over and over. I think one of the problems with our generation and the time that we live in is impatient. We want everything to happen really quickly, really fast. We are used to this world of social media where the moment you put out something, there are like thousands of likes, subscribers. But that's not how the real world always works. When we look at other people who've been successful, it's also important to realize that a lot of them have been at it for many years. The next is a very interesting lesson of keep at it. This is a story about Walt Disney. Basically by mid-30s, Disney had produced more than 400 cartoons. Most of them were short, they were loved by viewers, but most of them actually lost a fortune. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs changed everything. The $8 million it earned in the first 6 months of 1938 was an order of magnitude higher than anything else the company had earned. Now, by 1938, actually, if you see, the studio had produced several hundred hours of film. But in business terms, the 83 minutes of Snow White were all that mattered. And really remember that tail drives everything, right? Now, what this means is that to become good at something, similar to the last lesson, you have to do that consistently over a period of time, and then you will have that one stock in your portfolio, that one investment, that one strategy which will really take off. But that will only happen when you consistently just keep at it, keep doing what you're supposed to do, and then that tailwind will happen. You know, over a period of time, it will happen. One of the chapter titles that I love the most is Wealth is What You Don't See. Wealth is hidden. It's income not spent. Wealth is an option not yet taken to buy something later. Now, the reason that I found this very interesting is because today, in this world of social media that we live, we often see people going on vacations, buying expensive things, buying that Louis Vuitton bag, and that's great. So we know that, okay, certain people are rich, but wealth is really the money saved. It's the car, maybe the car model you did not buy. It's that luxury bag you did not buy because you felt like you could get your money's worth at something much lower, right? All of those things that you save, that's what makes a person wealthy. So it's very important for us to realize that whatever we see online, whatever we see on digital media is great. It's great to have aspirations. It's great to want to reach that lifestyle, but it should never be at the cost of cutting on our savings, not saving enough money, spending more than we actually can, living beyond our means. So these were some of the key lessons that I learned from this book. Honestly, I didn't want this to be a very long book review because this book is a 10 on 10. You have to absolutely read it. The things that you take away might be very different from mine because these are things that have impacted my life and the way that I invest and spend money. Your takeaways could be absolutely different. So that's why I just wanted this to be a sharing of like my thoughts with you. Please do read this book. I'm going to leave a link in the description below. So do check it out. And if there are any other books that you'd like us to review, please do drop a comment below. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this format and we shall see you next time.